this video, I am going to share with you guys how I start a new portrait painting. And this is live right now, but it's also being recorded. And I have my husband here, Jake. He's also going to be just helping. He has a microphone with questions and everything. So I'm just going to jump straight into this painting behind me. And this is what I'm working on. So I tried printing. I usually print out my sources, and it ran out of ink today, so I'm going to be working from my phone a bit. But I'm just really looking at all the values. So the underpainting process is very loose for me and doesn't have to be perfect. So I started with collage here, and on this painting I wanted a lot of texture. So I have modeling paste, I have different papers that have texture, and then I have glass bead gel, some mica gel from Golden, and it's really sparkly and pretty. So yeah, it's gonna be a girl portrait facing a bear, and I haven't painted a bear in like many years, so I am excited to do this piece. And the first thing I'm gonna do is sketch a little bit more. So a lot of people wonder if I start my paintings with a sketch, and for portraits I usually do. So for this piece I projected, and because I have so much of this collage, it kind of got lost a little bit, so I'm just gonna go in and sketch a little bit before I add the paint layer. And also there's just a lot of texture, so it was getting kind of hard when I was using the projector earlier. So if you guys have questions, you can leave it in the comments, and I'll also go back after this video is published and answer questions as well. So this kind of first sketch layer is not super detailed. I'm just trying to get generally where, like, kind of lining things up, getting things in the right place, and it just makes the rest of the painting process go a lot smoother for me.
Hey Dimitra, Jeanette wants to know how you're feeling with your pregnancy.
I am feeling pretty good. We're super excited. Counting down the days, and I am about 6 months now. It feels like I'm like 8 months pregnant. It feels different this time around, like just feeling all the symptoms a lot sooner or more intensely. But overall, I would say it's going really well.
Hey, would you mind scooting to your right just a little bit, Dimitra?
Yeah. So this marker here is like one of my favorites to use, just for the really kind of value like 10 areas. And it's a permanent marker, Sakura solid marker, and it can work before or after oils. Like sometimes I will use it on my oil paintings. After I'm done sketching here, I'm going to start blocking in with oils, and you'll really see this piece dramatically different than how it is right now.
Dimitra, did you already share why you wanted to paint the bear?
No, not yet. Well, it was a little bit random, but lately I've been starting my paintings in a way where I don't know what they're gonna be, and I'm just kind of letting the painting tell me what it's supposed to be, just being open to whatever ideas come after I've already gotten it started. So I did the collage the other day, and I noticed, like, I mean, I had a lot of this new Van Gogh printed paper, so I used that. And then I had like this bee theme kind of going on with the flowers. And so I was thinking, okay, something with bees maybe, but I didn't want it to be too, I don't know what the word is, like, what am I trying to say?
Literal?
Like, yeah, too literal. I didn't want to be too literal, like just because there's bees in there, it has to be a bee painting. And so then I was thinking, like, because it's horizontal, I should do two subject matters and have like probably like a woman facing an animal. And then I was trying to think what kind of animals, and then a bear just like popped into my head. And I haven't done a bear in a long time. And yeah, it just seemed right. And then we were filming reels at the time. I was filming with Tanner, and he was like, so why a bear specifically? And again, I don't really know. It just came to me and it felt right, like I needed to paint it. And then that night I actually had a dream about a bear, so then it felt like I definitely should paint this. So I was dreaming about this painting, but I told Jake the other day, like, I've always been afraid of bears. They're not my favorite animal. I think they're cute, but they have always scared me. And anyway, since having like Zion, and he's been into watching Winnie the Pooh, and he loves, like, he has all these different teddy bears that he snuggles with. It's just warmed me up to them a little bit more recently, so I feel like it's a good time to paint one.
So Dimitra, if you were to explain what you're doing right now in this process to a 5-year-old, how would you explain it?
That is tough, Jake. I'm trying to define the animals more, or the subject matter, help it pop out, and just give it some interesting, like, mark making, color. It's really just for fun. This step is not necessary, but sometimes I will leave some of these marks later, so it's nice to just, I mean, I think it's just a fun process to play with these markers and kind of add some visual texture.
How would you explain visual texture to a 5-year-old?
You're asking hard questions, Jake.
What's a rule in art that you love breaking?
So visual texture is, you might not feel the texture, but you can, like, when you look at it, it has movement. It has, like, interest. It's not just flat brushstrokes. Okay, I feel like this is good enough for moving on to the oil painting part of this. So I am pouring some Galkid on my palette here, and this palette is a few days old, so I hope the paint is still good underneath. We'll find out.
Oh yeah, it's just got that little crusty booger on top.
Yeah.
Underneath is still the good stuff.
Yep. So for this piece, I want to do definitely like more warmer tones, and gosh, yeah, it's like there's a lot of sunflowers in here, so it's going to be more on the warm side.
I am going to try to fix the color temperature on this camera. We actually just got finished closing on our warehouse, everyone. So Dimitra and I had to rush back from the lawyer's office to get here on time.
We barely made it.
Yeah.
We got here 15 minutes ago.
Let me see if that helped.
So I always start with a very light wash at first, and then I'll gradually kind of build, adding, darker colors on top. And I like to mix Galkid with the thinner and the paint, because I've noticed if I don't mix the Galkid in, it'll start to get these kind of like crackly lines, and it's not always bad. Sometimes I kind of like that texture, but it's nice to have like a smooth, kind of like watercolor looking wash. And I think that the Galkid just makes the paint bind better to the canvas.
Hey Dimitra, Jeanette wants to know if the music sheet is special or random.
It is random. And I think it's in another, oh, it's violin. So, yeah. Totally random.
Hey Tanner, we lost feed on that one again. Yeah, it's a delicate little HDMI port. Marissa wants to know if we have thought of a name of our baby. Do you want to share the name? Have you shared publicly, Dimitra?
No, and I haven't even shared if it was a boy or a girl yet.
Really?
Yeah, we haven't shared that.
Huh.
I mean, if you want to share it, I don't know.
I don't know, is that how you want to announce?
We will do it soon.
Bean You said, I've heard Dimitra say she uses gloss medium to glue collage papers, but what about bigger items like shells and beach pebbles? Do you still use gloss medium?
No, for the shell piece that I did, well, I did use the glass bead gel, but I mostly relied on modeling paste. And then I did use this glue sporadically depending on, it was mostly modeling paste. I used just a ton of modeling paste, but E6000 is another good glue that's very archival. It's like an extreme super glue. Liquid nails is another one that works. But with the modeling paste, I've kind of learned, or like was experimenting how to kind of make it feel almost like a sculpture and really build up the texture so that the shells were kind of embedded in the canvas, not just glued right on top. So the texture was kind of like all around them, not just underneath. So for the bear, just to explain why I'm mixing, I guess, certain colors, there's a lot of dark brown in the bear, but instead of just using like brown out of the tube, I'm mixing some ultramarine blue into it and some red and purple so that it just looks a little bit more interesting.
Jeanette asked if I would explain the SOPA a little bit. Has a little while to go. And just for context, SOPA stands for the Society of Professional Artists. So that is something that we created for our mastery program graduates. So basically a lot of the students who graduated from the program, they felt like, you know, it's like a whole new identity that you take on when you decide you're going to become an artist. And you know, when you take the mastery program, it's a big deal, I think, and it's really an awesome shift that you take in your life, and you create this connection not only with like Ellie and Dimitra as instructors, but with a lot of the different artists in the community. And you know, just having that like touch point of people to go to, you know, when as you're going throughout this journey, is so important. And so we had some students who graduated say that they just kind of felt like lost or disconnected after graduating, mostly just because, you know, they had that relationship for so long, and then we didn't have an organized way of continuing the relationship with graduates. And so Ellie, myself, Dimitra, we kind of sat down a little over a year ago, and we were trying to think like, what could we do? And so that's how the Society of Professional Artists came about. So basically what it is it's like a continued membership after the mastery program for artists who are really serious about being a professional. And that's where we share everything that we're learning, like up to date, basically. So as we learn stuff, and as we're growing, you know, in Dimitra's business, in Ellie's business, in the gallery, and also, of course, with Milan Art Institute, in that business, because a lot of the stuff is, you know, directly applicable there too. Whether it's about, you know, content and creating content, or you know, different techniques, or even just having critiques on sources before you make a painting, or you know, critiques on paintings after you finish the painting. That's what SOPA is all about. It's about, you know, creating that continued relationship. So basically, Ellie, Dimitra, myself, our gallery director Jock, sometimes Tanner makes an appearance, our brand director Alana, we all host calls within the Society of Professional Artists, and we do that ranging from once a month per person to I do now three calls a month. Two of my calls are focused purely just on, you know, content and creating content, and then one of them is basically focused on business and any questions that artists have about business. We also have like opportunities for exclusively for SOPA artists that we've curated. We do contests as well in there with cash prizes, and also other prizes too. And then we scout for different opportunities with people within our network, and then we have opportunities like the opportunity to be on the Outstanding Artist, our show on YouTube. So and we're only choosing artists from the Society of Professional Artists in future seasons. So yeah, it's a really great place to be as a graduate, and as an artist who's really serious about taking their skills to the next level and really being a professional with their art. So I think it's a ton of fun. I love those calls so much. And yeah, I mean, there's more to SOPA than just that. Like we have some like business resources and templates and stuff like that. But I think the calls are probably the most valuable part, because really, I mean, if it comes down to it, if like you just learn one thing that helps you sell one extra painting that year, then it's more than worth it. Plus it's fun to just be connected with the other artists there too. So Stephanie wants to know, how do you use random collage pieces? I can't. I need to learn this. Do you paint as if it isn't there, or how do you go about incorporating the collage?
That's a good question. I usually paint as if it's not there. And we actually filmed a few reels recently that we'll be posting soon on Milan Art Institute on Instagram. But sometimes while I'm painting, it's just hard to put words together. I try to overlap, like while I'm collaging, I'll overlap many different types of paper, and then also the texture paste, so that you don't really have any harsh edges. This paper here this area is probably the most confusing part on the painting, and I plan to kind of paint in with opaques, like maybe a bluish gray color in between here, so her face will pop out, his nose will pop out more. So you want the collage to just come and go and kind of be like hints. And that's how I treat it. I pretty much ignore that it's there, and if it shows, great. If a lot of it gets covered, that's okay too. So I like the idea of it being kind of a surprise when you get close to the painting, where you really notice like, oh, that is paper, or like just, the viewer might be wondering like, what is it, or how did it get there? So it's not like right away you think it's a collage painting.
Jeanette wants to know if you're painting in acrylics and will finish in oils.
This is oil right now.
Why did you decide to go straight to oils instead of starting with acrylics?
Because I don't like acrylic. That's a simple answer. I just don't usually in my process do the acrylic stage. I think the underpainting with oil is like so beautiful and juicy, like this color, and that, like with acrylic, it always dries more flat, it dries darker. So with the oil, I mean, what you see is like what you're gonna get. So the colors are so rich, and I would rather have some of this underpainting, like I guess I feel like I can finish it better when it's oil. Or like with acrylic, I feel like I want to cover so much of it.
Yeah, I think your process lends itself so well to just oils, because you do such a good job of letting under layers show and like knowing when to stop with it, And for someone like me, I have a really hard time with that. And so also I like to just layer faster with acrylics, so. Stephanie said, I have some papers resist acrylics when I painted over them. Do you ever have that problem?
Can you say that again?
Like there were paintings that were like resisting, or papers that were resisting acrylics. It probably has to do something, you know, with like the ink type of the paper, or if the paper had some sort of like, it could have been some sort of gloss paper,
Yeah.
or
I
like magazine type paper. I don't know.
I haven't really experienced that because I think, well, it depends on what medium you're using. Like if you're collaging it with gloss gel, the way I collage is I'll put a good generous amount down and then also on top of the paper. So all the paper here is coated with gloss gel. It's not the raw paper showing. And gloss gel is a great base to add paint on top of. So that's my only guess on why that could be happening. Because I have collaged with magazines, like all sorts of paper, but if you have a good layer of gloss gel on top, you shouldn't have that problem.
Yeah, Michelle said, I used to be afraid of oils until I did the mastery program. Now I never want to paint with anything else. LOL.
It happens to a lot of artists.
It does, yeah. I think that acrylics are just more forgiving. And so that's what like a lot of the appeal is for me, you know? But I do think once you develop your finesse, it really, and that's not to say that there isn't finesse with acrylics, like there's definitely finesse with acrylics, but I think oils, if you don't have the finesse, if you don't have the skills, then it is a lot less forgiving. So,
you just have to wait longer between layers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love how this is turning out so far, Dimitra.
Thanks. It feels super messy to me.
I like the color palette you're going with.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Someone asked, two people asked this. Do you still consider the warm and cools with the underpainting? So Linda and Carriation both want to know that.
I do, but not too much. So far, this is mostly warm colors, and that's just because I prefer those specific colors that I have in the warm side. So I don't think it matters that much. I mean, my mom might have a different opinion, but that's my personal opinion.
Hey Tanner, could you go a little closer with that one? Just keep it pretty tight. Yeah, there we go. Thank you.
So like behind her ear and her jaw, I did this in cools, but the rest of the piece is warm colors. I usually just pick a kind of a limited palette for the underpainting, and I'm not thinking about it too much.
Oh, it's so fun seeing that texture of the glass bead gel.
Yeah.
Up close. There's so much texture.
So sometimes I will use opaque in the underpainting layer. I'll try that, see what happens.
It's because you like to break rules, right?
Yeah.
Just kidding. There's no rules. Only suggestions. What made you decide, okay, I want to do opaques here?
Well, I really just want to define her better, and Sometimes it's fun to do like opaque drips, and I don't really want to do that after I've already built up thicker layers. So in this thin washy state, it's better to add the more wet types of paint.
I love that collage on the front of her face there. It just feels like,
This?
yeah. Sylvia said Dimitra would be using transparent oils. So she is mostly using transparent oils. That, what she just did was some milky opaques.
Yeah, everything else is transparent. Because I want to see the collage and some of the sketch still.
Watching Dimitra paint just reminds me how important it is to look at an image and see the values and not just like the colors, to disassociate the colors of an image from your brain and like truly just look at the values because of how expressive she is with the colors, you know? And it still ends up looking realistic.
Yeah, it really does come down to the value for sure.
Tracy wanted to know, are the bees painted on a piece of paper, added on with design?
What is painted on?
I think, is it a print of bee or did you paint the bees? They're prints.
These?
Any of them.
Oh, this.
I think they're all prints, right?
Specifically the bees, yeah, it's all the paper. Yeah. I am gonna paint some bees on top eventually. It's not really in the source, but I like to add them at the end. There's just something that's like drawing me to sunflowers lately. I have another sunflower painting I started, and I didn't want it to be lonely, so I added them to this one as well. But yeah, not sure what the symbolism is with sunflowers. Maybe it's just joy.
Oyvind says, how can I fix this problem with a woman that I'm trying to paint that looks angry or scared? Am I mixing the wrong colors?
It could be, there's such like subtle things with the expression on a face. Like, it could be the angle of the eyebrows, the turn of the lips. It could be too harsh of shadows somewhere. So I would say it's more probably having to do with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the color will only amplify the underlying emotion that is in the face, right? So like if the face, the proportions of the face create a specific emotion, then you can use color to amplify that. But I don't think the color itself will just create that emotion unless it is already there based off the proportions. Which is basically just a fancy way of reiterating exactly what Dimitra said. Someone wants to know where you got the Van Gogh styled collage paper.
It was a
Michelle.
gift from a student who came to one of my workshops recently. It was just the perfect thing ever. But the brand of the paper, well, Oh, it's right there.
Here, do you want to?
Sorry. This is the paper right here. So Pepin, and I have a few different books from them. So this book is a lot of fun. There's a lot of different paper in here.
Wow, that is so good.
Yeah.
Man, that's better than the one I got you in Italy.
And each page folds out to be pretty big. So it's like, this is like a quadrant. This is like a fourth of the actual size.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, it's a lot of paper. Oh, you can see all of them right there. Yeah. And I used these 3.
Wow. What a good little secret there, those books.
Yeah, those books are amazing.
Because it creates like instant cohesiveness, you know? That's an awesome present for any artist.
Super sweet.
I would love to create a royalty-free playlist so that we could play music and listen to it while we...
Is there music playing right now or no?
No.
Wow, guys, I can't believe it's already been 40 minutes. That doesn't seem real. I feel like I just started.
You've got so much done, though. Stephanie said, I need more Odessa. Yes. I do not think that I could find royalty-free Odessa, though. That's the downside of doing the YouTube lives. Though the artists deserve to have their music licensed, of course. We have different royalty-free, or it's hard to call it royalty-free, music licensing that we do. We have a couple different platforms. One's called Artlist, the other, I think we stopped doing it. You're using that one, it's called Music Bed. And then there's another one, Epidemic Sound. Artlist is great though. Cindy said, I actually enjoy not having music, Wakey face. Let us know. Here, actually, I'm going to do a poll. See if people would prefer music or no music. Let me know in the comments if you're watching the replay, but do you prefer having music on these lives or not? We want to make this the best experience for you. Yeah, I guess I should qualify. If I were to play music, likely what I would be playing is gentle piano music. I have a playlist called Relax and Paint, though I couldn't use that because that is not licensed music. But yeah, it's sort of like classical, but I like having some of the more, there's some cool new piano music, but it's all kind of just purely just piano.
So this tool is just a rubber nib. Well, I don't really know what these are called. It's rubber. And you can find
Subtraction tool?
Yeah, but I think they might have a special name for them. This one says cup chisel, but I don't know. And I think it's a lot of fun for animal fur, especially, just to get that, like, this is what I would call visual texture.
Could you move to the right a little bit when you're going over there? Yeah, just your head. When it was tilted to the left, was covering the camera. Sorry.
I notice I like to tilt my head to the left a lot.
When we're shooting over your left shoulder, it doesn't really work. So why is it important to subtract in this layer out the fur when you're just going to be painting on top?
Well, a good example of that would be in this finished painting here. So this is like a wolf painting I did, and this is just the underpainting layer. And this one's done on copper, so I really wanted the copper to show. I left it in a lot of areas, but that way, like, I just feel with each layer, if I'm just doing the best I can with it and I love something, then I don't have to paint over it later, like it can be done. So I did add some fur like details on top with opaque paint, but I still left some of that. So I just feel like it gives it more depth to it. And it's just fun to do.
Sometimes that's the only answer that matters. It's just fun to do.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, some people commenting in the chat about the music saying that I listen to my own music while watching, and I just have never, like, thought of people doing that. So that's interesting. Like, I don't know why I never thought people would just listen to their own music. That's good to know. Well, let us know in the comments what music you're listening to while watching this.
So another reason for doing this, you can see how, like, this collage piece, I was honestly thinking, like, how am I going to incorporate this big beehive in the middle of the bear's head with all this other stuff going on, and with the fur kind of overlapping it in this pattern, it fits with the pattern of the paper, so it helps it just blend a little bit better.
Hey, Dimitra, would you mind talking about your inspiration for this a little bit more for the people who have joined more recently?
So I started the piece before I had the idea to paint this, and it was just collage and texture, and because it was oriented horizontally, I thought two figures would look better on this canvas. And so I was thinking, like, doing it's been a while since I've painted an animal piece, so I was trying to think what animal would go well with sunflowers, bees, warmer colors, and I thought of a bear, and so I just went with it, tried not to think about it too much. And yeah, that was this bear. When I saw a picture of it, I love the expression in its face, and I feel like it's perfect, like staring into her, and it's like resting on his paw. Can't really see the paw too well right now, but later it'll be popped out. But the meaning of the piece, I think I will get more clear on that as I finish it. I feel like it's definitely there's a lot of strong symbolism in here, and it's definitely about something, and I dreamt about a bear the other night, so I know something's going on with it. Must be important.
If anyone has any suggestions on how we can make these lives better, I would love to see that in the comments. We're going to be doing these a lot, so if you guys like these, but you have that idea that can make it that much better, we'd love to hear it so that we can do that and make it a better experience for everyone.
Definitely. I really enjoy having Jake here. I know he probably won't be able to be here every time, but if you guys enjoy him here with me, we'd also like to know that. Because we've done it both ways, so.
Should I be fired or not? Please let us know in the comments.
That's yeah, I guess what I'm saying. Is it better with him or without?
No, seriously. And guys, honestly, I will not be offended if it is better without me. Like at all. So
I've gotten comments from people saying they like more ASMR, relaxing, quiet painting videos.
Like no talking at all.
So I'm just trying to understand. I think it's more fun with talking, but
maybe you could do an entire themed painting or a themed live that's like pure silent, and people like in the title of it, that would honestly probably be a pretty good title, is like ASMR live painting,
no talking
in parentheses or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just do a whole live that's like
true.
Zero talking. The downside is that there'd be no one answering questions from the chat, but I mean, I guess someone could be on the live chat. Like we could still answer the questions just in the chat, but it's absolutely silent. Turn off the AC, put a microphone on the canvas so you just hear the sounds of the...
That would be cool to put a microphone on the canvas.
Yeah, we could connect like a boom mic to it, or even just put one of these mics. The trouble with these though is that anyways.
Well, we may or may not have a little guest joining us soon. We'll see. If he decides to come over here.
Stephanie said, make the lives an hour and a half. It's
I would
just...
like that. I mean,
oh, really? Okay.
I could do it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just probably, if every live, because I'm going to be a part of every live.
Maybe once a month.
Now, so, we're doing like 5 lives a week, guys. Between Dimitra, Milan Art Institute, and Ellie. Although I won't be on Ellie's, so, but I will be on Ellie's on Milan Art Institute. So. Linda said, would love to see the piece progress. So if you did each painting, from start to finish, she sort of did that with the floral, right? Although,
yeah.
you didn't do it 100%.
No, and I still need to finish it. There's like the top area is not done, kind of the whole top area. So, it's hard to, like, when you only have 1 hour, especially on a big piece.
Dimitra, could you explain a little bit more of like what you're doing and why? That's I guess the feedback that we're hearing in terms of what people would like to hear more of is like why you're doing what you're doing.
So, I'm having fun. Yeah, I guess with right now I'm adding like little detailed stuff around the butterflies, the eyes. I'm just adding some darks in there to bring it out a little bit more, bring out the form better. And now that the first layer has kind of, it's not dry at all, but it's set up more, so it's easier to layer the darker colors on top. So Yeah, I could keep going on this for like another hour, probably. But with this small brush right now, I'm just getting in like more detailed areas.
Hi, Zion.
Okay, our guest has arrived.
Hi, can you say hi to the world?
Hi, Dada. Hi, Dada. Daddy. Dad. Hi, Walnut.
Oh my gosh, so cute. Hi, Zion.
Okay, you got to be careful with Mama because she's painting with oils. Do you remember oils?
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
oils, okay?
Do you want to wear the
Really messy.
microphone? Okay, I'll put the microphone on you and you talk with Mommy for a little bit, okay?
He loves wearing the microphone, right? Okay, just don't touch it. It's on. Everyone can hear you. You want to say hi?
Please. Please.
Please?
Please be separated.
What do you
My
say?
camera.
Zion, do you want to paint on this with me?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Okay. Okay, let me give you a brush.
Yes.
You got to listen exactly to what I'm saying, okay? Okay, because this is super messy. It'll get everywhere. So you got to be careful with it. Okay.
Everyone's asking for a second hour.
Hold it.
You want to hold it. Okay. This is pink. Now you can hold it at the end. You can paint right here. Paint on her neck. Look, we're painting this. Painting some butterflies. Yeah, that looks good. You can go like this. You can scrub it.
Zion, would you mind standing to the left a little bit while you're painting?
Yes.
Okay, but don't paint on those. No touching those. Only this painting. Good job.
Oh, we just lost me on
You want more colors? Oh, more pink? Okay. Oh, green. Oh boy. You're gonna mix it. That's really goopy. Wait. Hold on, Zion. Let me help you. Here you go. You have some green on there.
that. You gotta teach him about how mixing calculates.
Oh, wait. Stay right here. Why don't you paint on this side? Yeah.
Mix it.
Yeah, you can mix it.
That's okay.
That's okay to mix it. Yeah. Mixing with the brush is good.
Zion, you're doing so good.
I like that. Do you want to mix some yellow on there? Want to do some yellow
Yes,
butterflies?
please.
Okay. Okay. So I'm cleaning the brush really good, getting a new color. Oh,
That blue over there. This yellow, green.
yeah.
This yellow.
This yellow? We can do this one.
Yes.
Okay. You love yellow. Is that your
Purple.
favorite color?
Purple.
Well, first do yellow, because if you mix them together, it'll turn brown. Wow, Zion, you're doing pretty good.
Mixing it.
Yeah. Can you paint? There's a butterfly right there. You want to color it in? You see the butterflies? See, look. Yellow butterflies. Wow, Zion. What is this animal? Who is he?
Both.
It's a wolf.
Yes.
Uh-oh. We gotta fix that.
Yellow.
Well, let's not paint on that. Paint over here.
Just so you know, when he paints over there, we can't really see.
Okay. Maybe paint this side's better. Yeah. Do you want to do some purple now?
Yes, please.
Okay. Purple, and then I think that's good. Then we'll be done with the purple.
Yes.
All done painting.
Please. Microphone.
You're doing a good job, Zion. Look at that pretty purple. Okay.
Mix it.
Oh, stay right there. Wow. You painting over, yeah, painting over the sunflowers? Lots of purple.
Right.
Okay, stay away from this. Keep it over here. Okay, that looks good, Zion. I think we're all done with that. Good job. Good job. Do you want to go back to over to
Zion, can
Daddy?
you say thank you everyone for watching?
Thank you, everyone. Watching.
So
I love
cute.
you.
Put it. Mommy, put it on me.
Zion, come over here.
The feed's off on that one again.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for watching this video, and please let me know in the comments if you'd love to see more of these, and if you would like to continue having Jake here answering questions, or if you'd be interested in a more quiet painting session or longer painting sessions. But I had a lot of fun with this, and I'm definitely going to be doing more of these. Zion, what do you think? You want to say hi and bye to everybody? Say bye.
Hi.
Look at the camera. Say bye.
Bye.
See you next time.
Bye.